Welcome to another episode of UFC.net. Still Jim in Sofa, and you are still watching, and that's a good thing. This is the prediction of UFC 115, Liddell versus Franklin, and we are back in Canada. And last time we were in Canada was UFC 113, and that was the best card of the year. So, hey, we got some good potential here. Chuck Liddell, Rich Franklin, Mirko Kroko, Pat Barry, Martin Kampman, Paulo Thiago, they're guys with knockout power. And Paulo Thiago, he's a real killer. He can kill in his job. Licensed to kill. He would slaughter James Bond. He would make James Bond cry, okay? But let's start with the main event. Shall we? The Iceman. The Iceman. You've seen his record. He was the face of MMA, MMA of the UFC for a long time. He was in TV shows. He knocked people out. But why was he so successful? Had a good sprawl. Unorthodox striking. Them overhand rights. Knockout power in both hands and a good shin. So he's hard to take down, and you have to handle his power. But the problem is, if you meet someone with greater power than you, better striking, and can take you down, and you can take the other guy down, like when you faced Rampage back in Pride, it was a slugfest, but Rampage was handling his business, and in the second round, the corner, Chuck Liddell wasn't answering. He was just laying there like a sack of potato, and they threw in their towel on. And then Rampage came to the UFC and knocked him out. After that, the bubble burst. People saw that you cannot knock him out. But his knockout loss to Rashad. He was actually picking Rashad Evans apart, but a knockout is a knockout. But then he faced Shogun, and people thought the Shogun was over. But I was like, wait and see, and he saw it. But Chuck, he only lost to better strikers. Okay, don't count Keith Lee because he's a goofy striker. But now he's facing the ace. What can he? How do they stack up? Bear with me. Okay, Rich Ace Franklin, aka Jim Carrey, because. Don't tell me that they don't look alike. And if you disagree or agree, write a comment. But just write a comment. But back to the fight. What can Jim Carrey bring to the table? Mad cardio. He would cardio for days, for weeks, for years. He's a high-paced fighter, and when you crumble, he destroys you. And he's a good striker, and not like many guys who has a wrestling background, and then they uses the wrestling to laying prey. It is effective but not entertaining. And many people like Rich Franklin, so it can be two well-known guys that people like fighting each other. And Rich Franklin, he has actually only lost to champions. People say that he has actually only lost to champions, but he actually only lost to champions. Anderson Silva twice. Lyoto Machida back in the days when no one knew about him. Dan Henderson, champion in Pride, and Peter Belfort, champion in the UFC. That's only lost to 4 people. So he have kept it real. But now facing the Iceman, he been dancing with the stars. So what will happen and why? And see you. All right. Chuck Liddell will use his wrestling in this fight. I said it. Yes, I said it. And to secure the victory like he did against Vanderlei, because he respects Forrest Griffin's Rich Franklin's striking and his power. And he had been knocked out now so many times, so I believe that he's a little bit gun shy, but he will play it safe. It will not be a slugfest. But Rich, he wants a slugfest. He's a fighter. He never gives up, and that will be his downfall if he do that, because he has to mix it up against Chuck. Use leg kicks and stuff, but I don't believe he can do it. I believe he can do it. But my prediction is decision. Chuck Liddell. I know it is boring, but it's true. And it ain't over before Chuck's fat belly sinks. See what? Do you disagree? Or do you agree? Log on to www.ufcevent.net. But we have a poll there. Vote. Do you want Franklin to win? Do you want Chuck to win? Whatever. Log on now. ufcevent.net. Do it. Make your voice heard. Alright, Mirko Cro Cop versus Pat Barry, and two kickboxers. Cro Cop, back in the days when he was Cro Cop, he was unstoppable, and he actually got 3 wins against Josh Barnett. Okay, how many got 3 wins against Josh Barnett? Randy, he got only 1 loss to Josh Barnett. So, the people talking about, but can the old Cro Cop come back? He will never come back. But he can have he can use his boxing more and set up some kicks. But it feels like Pat Barry gonna take this one. Pat Barry, not a KO, but a decision. I know it's boring, but it is true. Yeah. Mr. Bope, Paulo Thiago, the Brazilian killer. License to Kill versus Martin, the Hitman Campman. This is a great matchup. Anything can happen in this bout. They got one fighter, Walkman. They're facing the both. I believe Paulo Thiago won for decision and Campman submitted him, I believe. Paulo Thiago, heavy-handed. Black belt in judo and black belt in BJJ. Martin Campman, he got a kickboxing background, so he's more crisp with the strikes. But he has some losses now. Paulo Thiago and Nate Morquant, I believe. Paulo Thiago's only loss have been to John Fitch. The rest, he beats Josh Koscheck and Mike Quick. So, but I have to go with Martin Campman. I don't know who I will root for, but I believe I'll root for Paulo Thiago. But good fight, though. Good fight. Campman, TKO. Big Ben Ruffle versus Gilbert Ivel. Could be a fun fight, but I don't care about this fight. Gilbert Ivel, KO? Maybe KO? KO? Nah, decision. Carlos Condit versus Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald's a tough dude, never gives up. Carlos Condit the same. This can be the fight of the night, but I have to go with Carlos Condit. Decision.